Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am Dr. Talisha Berry, and this is Courageous Woman Magazine Live. It is the live version of Courageous Woman Magazine. Tonight, we have an amazing panel. This is our third panel of Women's History Month, and it has been phenomenal. Some of the most amazing women have been here sharing their stories, giving us tips, wisdom. It's been an amazing month of Women's History Month. And we got a couple more panels. So make sure that you tune in every Tuesday night. And next week, we'll have a couple of extra nights. So you'll get some impactful information throughout the week, that final week of Women's History Month. So we have been having a really, really good time. And thank you all for showing up and supporting us. Thank you all who have been voting for Women Trailblazers, Global Women Trailblazers. It's been phenomenal. A lot of those women are featured or have been a part of our panels, and a couple of the panels that are coming up. So make sure you continue to support. You can still vote even if you voted already. So go ahead and vote and continue to vote for your family and friends, and get other people to vote for them. It has been I'm seeing the votes coming in, and I can't tell you who's in the lead yet, but it has been a fun thing to do. I love to give awards, and it is very rewarding for me just to share and to honor these women who are continuously doing the work out here being courageous. So that's what the awards is about. It's Global Women Trailblazers. These women who are on fire, who are definitely making a trail for others to come behind them, and those that are continuing to empower and impact. So tonight, our theme is Level Up Your Business Strategies for Growth and Success. I'm telling you, it's a much watch for entrepreneurs, leaders, and visionaries ready to take their business to the next level. And so you got to watch from the beginning to the end. If you got to go, make sure you go back and catch the replay on YouTube. It's also shared on LinkedIn, Instagram, and also on a Courageous Woman Magazine Facebook page. So you'll get a chance to see it if you have to step away and miss any of it. You really don't want to miss it tonight. So I am here to just talk about these incredible lineup of powerhouse experts who will be sharing their insights on branding, leadership, and financial success and business growth, including my co-host, Dr. Laquita Munley. I'm going to bring her up. Oh my God, my show is not here.
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, okay. I can't see y'all, but go ahead and introduce yourself while I get it together back here.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Dr. Talisha, as always, it's a blessing to be here. I appreciate you so much, woman of God, for all that you're doing and for this Women's History Month. Amen. And so, for those that don't know me, my name is Dr. Laquita Monley. And out of all of the things that I do, the thing that I value the most in my life is my role as wife, mother, and now grandmother of 9 amazing little people. And through that journey that the Lord has given me as being a wife and a mom and now a grandmother, through those experiences, He's empowered me to be able to be a blessing in my community as a speaker, a network owner, and a podcast host with a show that's ranking in the top 2.5% in my genre of podcast globally. So I'm very thankful for that. But tonight, I know we have some amazing guests. I've had so much fun this month and met so many beautiful people, so many beautiful women of God that are doing fabulous things. I can't wait to dive into this Q&A and this panel with these amazing women of God tonight.
I'm excited too. I'm so excited that I lost part of the show. I thought y'all were gone. So But there's always a riot here at Courageous Woman because we're doing so much. We need a whole new, we need some more staff members. So if y'all anybody want a job, call us because we might got something for you because it's
Go
always it's
get
always
in
going
the
on.
comments. If you need a position in the comments,
Yes,
give us some fire emojis. Give us
yes.
some
Go
fire
ahead.
emojis.
We're
Yeah, give us some
looking for
fire
some
emojis. If
courageous
you
women to join us. Yes.
Right. If you have a zone of genius, of excellence that you feel like can be a blessing to the brand, go on and put some fire emojis in the chat so we can know who you are. And if you're watching this live or on the replay, we'll still see it. We'll still see it. And those of you that are joining us, Talisha, we got some amazing people coming in. LinkedIn is showing, not LinkedIn. I'm seeing Facebook showing up in a beautiful way. I'm seeing YouTube showing up in a beautiful way. So come on in the space, you guys. Dr. Gail James is with us this evening. Uh, Shanti is with us this evening. We got some amazing women of God that are with us this evening. So you guys come on in the room, hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons so that when Courageous Woman Live comes on, you'll get those notifications. Ring that notification bell so you don't miss anything that Dr. Talisha has coming for you guys this month. Amen.
Amen. Well, Dr. Gail is not here. She was scheduled for this night, but she's
She's
on.
with us in YouTube. Oh,
Oh, okay.
she in the building now. She in the
Okay,
building.
she
Oh,
in the
she in
building.
the
Hey, Dr.
building.
Gail. She
She is
will
in
be
the
on
building.
next week on our international. We have some phenomenal women that from all over the world that are courageous that are going to be on our international panel. She's going to be representing the U.S. Virgin Islands because she's doing business in a lot of places. So
Come on now.
yes, so we're going to have her talking about that here on our international panel. So I thought that's what you meant because I know we had to reschedule her.
No,
So
she in the building. She is in the building.
she's
Yes.
always in the building. Thank you
I,
for being
I can't wait to see what type of value she's going to add into the conversation. So, you guys, as you come into the room, let us
here.
know who you are and where you're from. And please engage with us in the chat. Add some value, some wisdom, some insight so we can all be blessed. We got
Yes,
Tanae, Miss Tanae, I hope I'm saying your name right. Johnson coming in from Dallas, Texas. We've got VW Blue Table Conversations, Victoria Woods, currently in Long Beach, California. We got people coming in. We got people coming in. So as you come in, let us know who you are, where you're from, and get in the chat and let's engage. So,
go
Dr.
ahead and
Talisha,
introduce our first guest.
so-
I don't see Dr. Francis here. So we're gonna
so-
move on.
okay. So, listen, we have none other than the fabulous Dr. Pam Perry, who is a PR and marketing expert. She is our keynote speaker for tonight, and she is a true powerhouse in the world of PR and marketing. Known as a PR guru by Publishers Weekly, she has dedicated over 20 years to helping experts, entrepreneurs, and speakers shine in the media spotlight. As the publisher of Speakers Magazine and the host of the Speaker Magazine show on Roku, she has propelled countless professionals onto major platforms like CNN, Oprah Magazine, and Black Enterprise. She is the master of creating buzz-worthy brands. And today, she's here to help us avoid the most common marketing mistakes and show us exactly how to fix them. Listen, Courageous Woman Magazine Live family, let's give it up and welcome the incredible Dr. Pam Perry.
Hey there. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. That was so extra. Thank you, Dr. Laquita. Hey, Dr. Talisha. This I don't want people to feel like, you know what? I'm just trying to just relax on this Tuesday evening, right? It's like, hello, it is Pam. Okay. This is just Pam. And Pam stands for promoting, amplifying, and marketing your brand. That's it. That's it. All that other stuff is like, I'm going to be here for you to promote, amplify, and market your brand. That's what Pam stands for. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do.
I told
Love
Hey,
y'all.
it.
Dr. Gail. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to stream this to you are live. It says view on Facebook. Okay. So I'm trying to stream it to my Facebook as well so that people can understand that Dr. Talisha is all that and a bag of chips. Okay. So
Mm.
Yes, yes,
Listen, you're the one. You are the PR professional. I remember when I first wrote my first book. Before I wrote my first book, I said, "Oh my God, I am going to work with her." When I finish this book, I am going to work with her. And that was many, many years ago. And today you are one of my very best friends. So I appreciate all that you do in the field of PR. You are the one. You are absolutely the go-to guru as a PR professional. So
I
wanted
try to push people. I really do. I
you do.
see,
You push
and,
me.
and God puts people in your life where you you don't know the reason, and when we met, it was like I saw your light and I was like, she just needs to shine brighter. More people need to know who Dr. Talisha is. Your story, we're both from Michigan, so
Yeah.
that was like we already had a little bit of like affinity. I had a little bit of affinity for you anyway, but when I met you in person, we had known each other online, but when I met you in person, uh I knew that we would stay connected because you were actually running out, and I was like, "No, wait!" I said, "We got a hug," and I felt your energy, and I said, "We got to stay in contact," and we did, and it's been whew, over a decade. I
Yes.
would think
Oh,
over a
probably
decade.
about
We
15, yeah, a lot of years. And we have hung out, we have had a good time, but we stay focused on business. And you truly have pushed me a lot. So I appreciate you.
appreciate you.
So I wanted to talk, we talk often about challenges. And so as a PR professional, what is one of the biggest challenges you've had to help women through?
Surprisingly, when people come to me, they want to get out there, and one of the main things that I have to deal with as a PR professional is selling them on themselves. And you would think coming to me, okay, well, get me on radio, get me in newspapers, get me in print, this and that. And it's like we have to work in partnership. So if I put you in a particular publication, I want you to also amplify that as well. And then they're a little shy about it. Or if I say, well, send this out to your email list. Oh, I don't want people to think I'm bragging. I'm like, you are the stuff. So you want to let people know. I mean, if you don't toot your own horn, who is going to toot it for you? Yes, obviously you hire me as your publicist, but you have to also stand tall in the media spotlight so that people can understand what you are. And really from the standpoint of making sure that you do it in a way that fits your brand. And when I say fits your brand, meaning that we can't see you, doing hoochie mama on one side, and then on the other side, you this businesswoman, and then on the other side, you got this strong political opinion, and then on other, so it has to be cohesive. So I always tell people, I said, I know we're multifaceted and we have a lot of different opinions, but please let's stay on brand and let's make people know who we are and stand tall in that. Because listen, I'm gonna be honest, white guys who are less experienced and have less degrees behind their name are doing better only because they promote and talk about themselves and open their mouth to the point where they can even become president. Okay, so we want so we want to make sure that we Black women are more educated, have gone to college, have more certifications. I tell some of my clients, I said, we don't need any more certifications. We just need to open our mouth and tell people how wonderful we are, share our story, and be honest about it, and create impact and sell so you have income. So PR is a lead generator. The one main thing that I have people really try to understand, Dr. Talisha, is that it's a lead generation, but you have to convert that lead. So that means you have to sell. So that's the hardest part because they think that once they hire a publicist like me, that I'll do all the magic and I will get them the exposure, but they have to convert that exposure. That's why they have to amplify it. They have to share. If they've been in your magazine or if they've been in any other magazine, they've got to send that magazine to their prospects, send it to their previous clients, let them know that they're out here doing big things.
Well, you out here doing big things, and that's why we want you to be on our cover. And
Thank you. Oh, I was so excited. You do a fabulous job, but you always have you do a great job. Now, there's some people out here, and we talked about it, that have magazines, and it's like, ooh, what's that cover look hit? But you know how to design. I'm be honest. I said, it's this cover. I said, why they got the words all over the person's breasts and this and. So you take the time to really lay it out, and you've been doing this for over a decade, so you know how to really put together the right things to make the hook the main thing. So, how to write the right book. And, it's just really, really good how you put it together and matching the colors. So, of course, I'm going to
yes.
notice all the brand things. So thank you so much. It was really, it's interesting when you're a publicist to see yourself in an ad or in a cover.
It's a
like,
lot that goes
like,
into a cover.
yeah.
People don't realize that. I know it's a lot when we've talked about our covers, and I don't do them myself. I have designers to do them, but
But you give them direction.
I was so particular about this, and we went through this one about 5 or 6 times. I was like, no, this is Dr. Pam Perry. Let's bring it back. Let's take this, change this color. Yes, it was 5 or 6 different covers that we went through before I got the final one. And that's the thing. A lot of times people think we just putting some words on a picture and that's it. There's so much more to go from the design to the concept, even the artwork, how they actually do it. It's not just a picture laying on there. It's a lot of photography, little things that they do. I don't know all the terminology too, but however, it is not just we just slapping a picture on there.
No.
Into doing the cover. So
I will say one thing, and I learned this not too long ago, and it was probably my graphic designer's friend, or they all the graphic designers run in their little circles. So we were sitting around and we were talking about the covers of Speakers magazine, and they said, your magazine covers are very clean. He said, but in order for your pictures to pop, he said, you need to probably put the picture in overlay a little bit of the masthead. I'm like, oh no. He says no, because it will then it's like you're stepping out of the shadow and in front of the masthead, and that will make the picture pop versus like having it if so say for instance in this particular one, Courageous Woman magazine, if the logo was just separate and then I'm there below it, then I could probably crop my head and just show that picture. But because you have designed it this way, the picture pops out first, and then the magazine masthead has been around for almost 15 years. So you will see that. And I just started doing that. And in the last few, I want to say, just a little bit, this right here, it comes up a little bit. But before I would make it so separate, it's like, no, don't touch it. I don't want to go through. And they were like, ma'am, I'm a graphic designer. Let me help you. And my magazine is almost 8 years old. I was like, and literally when I look at some of the other ones, if her head had been a little bit in front of that, her picture would have popped out more because it's like she's in the forefront. And I was like, oh, okay. So
just a little bit, because some print is there's some challenges sometimes when we do like Amazon, certain places they have different rules. So it has been it's a journey even doing a cover. Just put it that way.
It is not even mention the inside at that point. So it's a whole nother thing. So that's one of the things when we went to the niche conference together. It talks about magazines being a niche, and every magazine is specialized, and your niche has always been about women, courageous women, and faith-based. So that's one of the things of the niche that we're learning about in terms of how to really turn the corner and making sure that it's more profitable. And we do that programmatic advertising that we learned about, right? The programmatic advertising for the website. So it's always something.
Now you talk about in your cover story, you talk about the marketing mistakes women make in business and how to fix them. We're gonna give it's in the cover story. There's 10, but we're gonna talk about the first 3 marketing mistakes.
Yes. The first one is a website. So everybody needs a website. That's like main thing. But you will find people will work on that website for 6 months to a year before really launching. I'm like, ma'am, we need to get out here and get some traffic to the website. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, because you could have a perfect website and have no traffic. But at a certain point in time, you have to have this website really be clear on the messaging, have a lead magnet to collect an email address, and a strong call to action. That's it. It does. People are all concerned about this, and I'm like, it is. People, a nanosecond is what they're going to look at, and it's like, well, what is a call to action? No one is studying the website as deep as you think they are. That's number one. I was like, you need to just, let's get going. And I'm an activator. I really am. I'm an activator. So I want people to make sure that they are taking the action and not just procrastinating, because sometimes perfectionism is a form of procrastination. And I'd rather have something out there and course correct as I go than to never go at all. Okay, so that's thing. If you look at my videos, the first videos that I ever did on YouTube, they were so bad, they were crunchy, but listen, they were out there. So now, I've got 3 or 4 different YouTube channels, and between all of them is about 4,000 subscribers and a lot of hours. So just get going. You'll get better as you go. Number 2 is really focusing too much on photos. Now, I love a great photo. I love great lighting. Obviously I'm going to figure out what I'm going to wear and what I'm going to look. Your brand matters. You should never show up just looking any kind of way. But at a certain point in time, you got to let it go and just say, this is the photo I'm going to use. I'll get things better as I go. So a lot of times, if you're not marketing, you're not really putting yourself out there because you're too concerned with your photo, right? You want a balance of, yes, I want to look good, but you don't have to look like Beyonce, okay? Just be yourself, and make sure your messaging is always strong and you're speaking to your ideal client. I have in my Ready, Set, Go, Speak program a photo shoot planner. My Ready, Set, Go, Speak program is just like a community. It's about a year long where I mentor, and it's like a mastermind, and I give people media contacts. But I really tell them, when you're going to do a photo shoot, have a planner so that your photographer knows who your ideal audience is, what your messaging is about, what it is you're trying to portray, all of those things, because it's marketing. It's not just like, oh, I need a pretty picture, but we want to make sure that you have the right photos and it says the right message. And then the other thing is really, I love social media and we're using it right now, but they spend so much time in social media. It could be a rabbit hole and it could be a time suck. So I think people spend so much time. Listen, I was at an event, and Dr. Talisha, I was with my Black Door Society. I was with Sharon and all of them this weekend. And of course, I made them do some TikToks. And we were doing Kendrick Lamar. They not like us. And everybody's trending with that song, right? So we were going to do TikTok. And they were like, no, let's do it again. Let's do it. I said, listen, it's a TikTok. It's not a Steven Spielberg movie. We're going to go with this. This is fine. I'm not doing it. If I have to spend more than 15 minutes on a post, it's way too long. My time is too valuable. So we spend too much time trying to make the perfect curation of a video, of a photo, of this. And it's like, just let it go. So we let it go. And a couple of hours later, we had 1,000 views. Okay, 1,000 views. It was just about us coming together organically. Sometimes when things are so staged, they look staged and people don't pay attention. They like to see you in real time. So don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Just go. Social media is marketing. Don't spend hours on it. People are really scrolling for the most part. I use social media as an amplifier. If I had a client that was on Fox 2, they were on Fox 2 News Today, or they were on WDIV, we take that, we put it up on YouTube, we share it to Facebook, we put it on LinkedIn. We do those things to amplify, because not everybody was watching television, but because you were on television, or you were in another magazine, or you were on an online news site, we then amplify it on social media, and you can take it and screenshot it or whatever but don't spend over 15 minutes on a post. Really, it's not that deep. Focus on engagement, focus on collaboration, and focus on converting followers into paying clients. That is the bottom line of social media. It is not. Sometimes I think people just do social media just because they want to feel a certain. They want that dopamine of like, I want the likes.
Mm.
It's like, you know what? No, stop. Hey, Maxwell. Oh yeah, I'll tell you the truth. It's like I'm stop, ma'am. Stop. We're not doing that. We're gonna move. It scrolls anyway. Like just
Yeah.
create content and keep it going.
Well, we thank you.
That's-
You dropped some jewels tonight. Thank you so much.
Yes, she did.
Always do.
I love
Dr.
that.
Laquita, thank you so much too. We have kind of like
So-
matching backgrounds a little bit.
just a little bit. We might be
We might be in the
Also
same
brand
house.
new.
in the
Listen, we
same
might be in the
house.
same house, different rooms.
Right.
That's it. Same decorator.
Oh yeah.
But I love what you said that perfectionism is just another form of procrastination. Like that
Come on
sets some
now.
people free. Y'all need to go ahead and write that in real big bubble letters.
Yes,
Put it on your mirror or something.
don't
Don't yes,
overthink it, please. Just keep it
yes,
moving. Keep it moving.
yes.
Get the course correct as you go. I'm telling you, if there's nothing else we learned about this current president that we have, he is far from perfect. He ain't wasn't the most qualified in terms of degrees,
Mm-mm.
all of that. But he had a big mouth.
You know what? We're gonna have to have you on another show, Dr. Perry. I need you to come on my show.
Okay.
Because I was studying, like, study how some presidents have been elected, and the thing that set our current president apart from Madam Vice President uh,
Oh, I love her. Yeah,
Harris
Kamala.
was really her PR team failed her. He
Yeah.
spent a lot of time on podcasts that were free form,
Yes.
unscripted, so he
Yes.
can rant,
Yes.
and he
And
reached the
he knew
people. Yeah.
branding. He knew branding.
Yes.
I mean, he was putting his name all over hotels and all that kind of stuff. He knew
Yeah.
branding.
Yeah.
He was never shy about any of that.
Mm.
And
Yep.
when President Obama actually won,
Mm.
the thing that his social media team
Mm-hmm.
really gathered and was the first president that really used a lot of
A
social
lot of
media,
social media.
a lot of
Yep.
email marketing. Yes.
Hmm.
He
His
he, he set the standard when it
mhm.
came to that.
Pre- President Trump modeled that and added
Yeah.
podcasts to the mix.
Yes.
Lots of podcasts, but
Mm-hmm.
I won't get totally off topic because I love podcasts. I'm gonna stay on topic tonight, y'all. I'm gonna stay
Okay.
on topic a little bit tonight. Well, Dr. Pam Perry, thank you so much for
Thank
joining us. It was
you.
such a pleasure meeting you. I've been LinkedIn stalking you for
I
several
love
years now.
LinkedIn now. I
Yeah.
do love LinkedIn. That's my place. That's my
Yes.
place. Because I do not like that Zuckerberg. I'm dropping all kind of opinions here, but yeah, I do not like Meta and Zuckerberg. I listen. I'm about my people.
Mm,
Okay, I am about
yes.
my people. I am blackety black. Okay, don't let this light skin and light hair fool you. Because I am. Talisha knows. I will go. I'm like, what's my favorite one? Jasmine Crockett. That's my girl.
Oh,
I love her.
she do Texas proud.
Oh my God. All of them need to be like that
Yeah.
about right now. She need to be up in their faces,
Yes.
and she can't
Yes.
be the only one. So yeah,
Mm,
we it's time, y'all.
mm.
We got to be courageous. Mhm.
Yes.
Courageous.
Courageous.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you for joining us and
Yes.
speaking tonight. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna go and I will talk to you guys later. Love you guys.
All right.
Hi,
Love you.
Divine Diamond. Oh, I saw that. That was Dr. Lugenia. Yes, yes, yes. Don't spend over. That's it. Spend 5 minutes or less, actually. Yes. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. She's in ready to go speak as well. So we'll talk to you later. All
Okay.
right. God
Thanks.
bless. Bye
All right.
bye.
Dr. Talisha, see, you always have the most amazing women on your panels, and we have another one coming up. Talk to us about Dr. Francis. I don't know why I want to say Francine. Dr. Francis Ann Bailey. She's an empowering leader for impact. a true leader in every sense. Dr. Frances Ann Bailey is the founder of Frances Bailey Enterprises, where she equips kingdom minded entrepreneurs and emerging leaders with the strategies they need to thrive. Through business coaching, leadership development, and powerful speaking engagements, she helps others break through limitations and step into their full potential. Recently crowned Miss US Woman of Achievement 2025, she continues to inspire and empower with grace and purpose. Please join us in welcoming the phenomenal Dr. Frances Ann Bailey.
Hey,
everyone. And I'm here. I'm excited.
Thank you so much for your patience, Dr.
Absolutely.
Bailey. Well, we happy to have you in here tonight, and I know, like, I'm just chomping at the bit to ask you some of these questions. And so, let me just start by saying, asking you a question concerning leadership development. What are the most important traits of a successful business leader, and how can emerging entrepreneurs develop them?
Yeah. So being a leader, right? Everyone sometimes first I want to say I'm happy to be here. Y'all hear me good? I'm excited
Yeah.
to be here. Listen, Dr. Talisha, I honor you as wonderful Jewel. I'm so glad for this opportunity to be here to share some of these nuggets here on today. But I was going back to, hearing the word leader. Everyone wants to be a leader, right? They want the title, but we have to go through the work, right? We have to have process. So I think some of the, main traits of a leader is, for one, being consistent. Leaders have to be consistent. And one of the things I heard, I want to quote one of my mentors that said this. They said, success is not about how long you've been doing something. You hear a lot of people say, oh, I've been in business for years, and I just haven't done anything. But years does not attest to the fact of being successful. It's about what you implement, right? And being consistent while implementing it, right? And so being a leader has to be consistent, and people don't like fake people, right? You got to be authentic, right? Be authentic. You have to be an authentic leader. So, that's one of the ways to grow in business, and having character and integrity. What do? You do the right thing when your client is there, right? But do you do the right thing when your client isn't looking? Right. So, they're just some of the key nuggets for me: consistent, being authentic, having character and integrity. And the way to develop those is to, invest in. First of all, I believe that some of these things can't be learned, right? Either you are an integral person or you're not, right? It starts with the root of things, right? And your why you're doing things. So some things can be developed, right? Such your skill set by investing in yourself, gaining a coach, gaining a mentor, and ultimately this, where your power lies, changing your mindset.
Consistency is key. Consistency is key. Like, you dropped some nuggets right there. Real quick, just hit them again for the people in the back, of those people that may have just joined us, and start out and yell consistency real big. Leaders are consistent.
Leaders are consistent.
Yes.
Listen, consistent with what they do and what they say, right?
Yes.
You say one thing and then next week you're doing something else, right? And how can you I always teach this: people don't really do what you say, they do what you do.
Yeah.
They hear you all day. That's why 55% of the most, active listening or body language is the highest communicative style, right? It's body language. People, voice is like 2%. People do what you do. They don't really do what you say. They will do what you say, but they really do what you do. They mimic what you do. So being consistent, showing up and being a consistent leader, not giving up, continuing to go at the plow, is one way to help others to become and be consistent leaders as well.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Dr. Talisha, do you have any questions? I know I can keep talking, but I'm gonna shut up right now and let you go.
You know what? many businesses struggle with growth. What are some of the practical tips they can take to scale successfully?
Yeah. So I want to give 4 things. Mindset. One of the ways to scale is having a mindset. And a lot of people say what they want to scale, right? And this was a game changer for me, and I know it may be a game changer for others. Sometimes it's not just what you want to scale, right? It's when. When do you want to do it? Because when you have a time frame, you work different. Right?
Yeah.
And then you need to know why. Too many of us have the what. We got the what. I want to take the business here. I want the school to expand. I want to get the clients. I need, but when and why? Because when you have your why, you have more clarity. And when you have your when, you have a timeline, and it drives you, right? It makes you start to change your mind. And then you want to, you have to be careful what you're listening to. When you come to developing your mindset, what are you listening to? What are you taking in? Are you on social media all day? As I think the lady before me that went, Dr. Pam, that went before me, what are you looking at? What are you listening to? Are you listening to audios or reading books that, can shape and train your mindset, right? Right. And your skill set. Do you have a coach or a mentor? Do you have someone at the level where you're trying to get at, right? Who are you surrounding yourself with? It's very important when, it comes to growing and scaling in business, which leads me just to the next one. Your network. Your network is your net worth. Who are you? Do you have a collaborative mindset, right? Spirit, right? We can't scale to the next level and you don't want new friends. I don't talk to nobody. I don't deal with this person, right? You got to be able to get past yourself, right? And everyone is not going to be like you. So for instance, I'm a kingdom leader, right? There are people that I have worked with that aren't saved. Yes, I said it. Yes, I said it for the saved people, right?
Come on now, help the super spiritual.
Listen, because when you're in boardrooms, right, and you're talking to people, all of those people who are probably going to fund your project so you can expand are probably not Christians, right? And so we have to get below get from out of the putting ourselves in a box. Right. But we're saying we want to span, but our mind is in a box. Our values are in a box. The people we want to connect with are in a box. We box everything in, but yet we want to scale to the next level. Right. And then the last one is just serving clients. Right. You don't scale by just being a celebrity. You add value to people. That's how you scale to the next level. What are you giving? What do you have that's adding value to the individual that's coming to you? What are you giving them to help them? What problem are you solving for them? Because that's why we go in business, to serve clients, to solve problems. So there are my 4: mindset, skill set, network, and serve your clients.
I love that. What you said just now was so powerful. I remember hearing something similar. I was watching a podcast with Daniel Priestley, and he was talking on speaking about how conversions, and he gave some statistics, but I don't remember what they were. But basically, influencers can't sell, but being a person of influence. So whether you have 50 followers, 150, 1,000 followers, if you are a person of influence, then you can make 6-7 figures. But if you're just an influencer and 1 million followers, doesn't mean you'll even hit a 4-figure day.
Absolutely.
With a product or service. So that was so key. Your mindset, your skill set. And I love what you said, your network is your net worth. What are we doing? What are we pouring into ourselves every day? Because what we eat is what we put out. No matter how we eat it. What we eat is what we put out. Listen, this right here is a beautiful thing. I love it. I love it. I love it. Mindset, skill set, network, and serve your clients at the highest level. That's awesome. That's awesome. Dr. Talisha.
Listen, I told y'all that okay, so she's a phenomenal queen.
Yes.
So she is doing amazing work, and so we appreciate you. We honor you, Women's History Month, for doing what you do. I know you got another engagement tonight because she's busy like that. Panel, but we appreciate you for dropping in and dropping those gems. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Dr. Salisha.
All right. So we're gonna go to our next guest. Thank you again, Dr. Bailey.
So who we got next, Talisha? Who we got next, Dr.
You know we got some
Talisha?
more trailblazers on this.
We
this
do.
night.
We do.
We got some amazing. Let's see who is next. I think it is. Well, it's Christy Sanderson. Yes, prophetic coach and kingdom entrepreneur. Some people talk about success, and others help you walk into it. Our next panelist does both. As a prophetic coach and founder of Glory Nation, she helps women discover their God-given purpose and unlock their full potential through faith, prophetic counseling, and kingdom entrepreneurship. Her coaching, courses, and mentorship have empowered countless women to step into their divine calling while achieving financial freedom. Get ready to receive some powerful insights from this amazing lady, Christy Sanderson.
Hi, everyone. Hi. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, it is so great to have you with us tonight. Like I wanted to shout just in your introduction. I can't wait to hear the answers to the questions you have.
I'm super excited to be here tonight. So,
well,
Wonderful.
Christy,
Yeah.
you focus on faith and business. How can women integrate faith into their business journey while staying true to their entrepreneurial goals?
I know a lot of my clients, they've been having problems with it because most of my clients are Christians, and they was having a hard time incorporating their faith and business together. Like some people want to start a ministry, but then a business. They didn't know how to incorporate both of them together. But what I did, I ended up seeking God. He gave me strategies to do because at the end of the day, God created you for a purpose. It was already inside you. You was born with it. You just got to figure out what it is. Like you could have a purpose with like doing hair or something like that. But people don't realize you can talk and encourage someone. That's a ministry too, but it's also a business together.
Yes. Yes. Understanding our purpose, understanding who God is, who He's called us to be, gives us what we need to understand the purpose and plan of God for our life. And so, where He puts us in our occupation, what we do to earn a dollar tends to line up with our vocation. And what I hear you saying is with your clients, you're able to show them how to connect those dots so they don't feel like they have to compartmentalize, but they can show up as their authentic self as a believer, no matter where they are.
Yes, because it's already on the inside of you because God birthed you with many talents and gifts. And a lot of times be locked up inside of them. They just don't know what it is. So I help them to unlock their gift and speak life to them. And they're able to build the business the way that God called them to. Because what they realize, they're so focused on the ministry part too, and they don't know how to do the business part, but it's still the same. Like even in ministry, you gotta have your niche. Okay, what is your purpose? Are you trying to help women find their purpose? Are you trying to help women find a husband? Either way it goes, what is your niche? And focus on that one thing and just make it your brand.
That's awesome. So what the purpose, the mission, the vision of your ministry is still in alignment with what you're doing in order to be profitable. So they don't have to be separate. They can be the same. We see this in a lot of churches that stand the test of time, where they understand that the business of church and business are the same. And so whether you have a minister that's a speaker or have a book, those things are his business. It still aligns up with his or her, what they're ministering, preaching, and teaching. But that business part of selling that book or being a keynote speaker, that is how they earn money. And so they don't have to separate it. They can be themselves no matter where they are. That's a powerful tool. that you're providing. So let me ask you this question as it relates to finding purpose. For women who feel lost in their careers or business, what steps can they take to discover their true purpose?
Okay, a lot of times women do go through that. But what they can do, my favorite Bible verse too, which is Matthew 6:33, which says, "Seek the kingdom of God first and his righteousness, all things will be added unto you." But the most important thing is they focus on the business side, but they're not focused on God. And once you put God first in your life, everything else will fall into place for you. Yes, you have to do the marketing, put yourself out there, but regardless of anything, if God is not first, it's going to fail and it's not going to work. And then you're going to have to identify like what comes naturally to you. Your purpose is often hidden on the inside of you and your natural gifts, your passions, and the things you love. But you got to ask yourself, what problem am I actually solving? You got to find like it's always a solution to every problem. So what do people always come to you for? Whether you give them advice to family or friends, like I said, it's already on the side of you. And last thing is you're gonna have to take action and just step
Mm,
out on faith. Don't worry about what you don't have because God would take the unqualified and make you into qualified. Because some people don't even have degrees. Of course, I have a master's degree and I have certification too. But some people don't have college degrees, but they're billionaires too. Why? Because they took action. They stepped out in faith. So if you want to write that book, go and do it. I wrote my book and I ended up becoming 3 times best-selling author. And a lot of times, I didn't know what to do, but I stepped out on faith and I did.
mhm.
God did the rest for me. So you're gonna have to start that business, start that mission, move forward, and allow God to guide you on the way. And this one more thing I want to add to it too,
Yes,
especially
ma'am.
with Christians, they do not know how to charge themselves and charge according to their worth and their value. Because they feel like, oh, I shouldn't charge this, but how you gonna make money if you're not charging what you're working? And I teach them to, to have ticket products and offers too. Yes, you can have low ticket offer, but when people look at you in this industry, if your prices are too low, they're not going to work with you and they're not going to take you serious because that's a
Mm,
red flag.
yeah, man. Look, I can't wait to get you back in the panel because if we're not charging what we should charge, we'll be treated accordingly. I could not agree with you more. Uh, so, Prophetess Sanders, Minister Sanders, which one is it? I want to make sure I'm right.
Prophet.
Listen,
Yeah.
Prophetess Sanders, you speak it to the people. Listen, look, we got to bring up our next great guest, but I got additional questions for you in the panel talk, woman of God. So I can't
Okay.
wait until then. Well, let's see, who do we have up next? We have Miss Ketinna Williams. And Miss Ketinna's specialties are in healthcare consultant and business mentor. If you've ever thought about starting a healthcare business but didn't know where to begin, this next powerhouse has the answers for you. Known as the Home Health Queen, she is a nationally certified healthcare consultant with over 20 years of experience helping entrepreneurs build successful home care agencies, assisted living facilities, and more. She is the CEO and founder of Priority Consulting and Credentialing Services, where she ensures agency owners achieve longevity in the industry. And let's give a warm welcome to the brilliant Ketinna Williams. Welcome to the stage, woman of God.
Hello,
Welcome to the
hello, Dr.
stage.
Laquita and Dr. Talisha. How are you?
We are
We are
doing
great.
well.
Wonderful. Let me tell you something. I almost asked you to redo that introduction because y'all make me sound so good. I wanted to hear it one more time.
Because listen, you fabulous and all that you do. I will tell you what, I'm going to say it again in the panel. I'm going to say it again in the panel so everybody can know. When they hit their replay, they'll get you twice, woman of God. They'll get you twice.
There you go. There you go. And first and foremost, I am a woman of God. And before I start any interviews or any conferences, any presentations, I always have to give thanks to God, because without God, I would not be who I am today. And so I always have to take a moment to thank God and let everybody hear that I am a Christian. So thank you, beautiful queens, for allowing me on your platform this evening.
Well, listen, it is our pleasure. Dr. Talisha always finds the very best for her audience that always bring amazing value. And listen, you are the healthcare queen, right? You are the healthcare queen. And so as the healthcare queen, my question to you is, in starting a healthcare business, what are the key steps to launching a successful home healthcare or assisted living business?
You know what? That's a very good question. I just came off of a 3-day conference in Dallas, Texas, and I told all of my attendees the key steps. One, you have to be educated in this industry. You have to know where to go get the information, and you have to gain knowledge from your state in particularly, because every state have different rules and regulations. So you have to know where to go get the information. So that's one. Knowledge and education is very important in this industry. Secondly, you have to have dedication. You have to be dedicated in this industry. Owning a home care and or a home health or a facility is it's very hard to run these businesses. And I will tell you that there are tons of people out here that own these companies, and they give up because the challenges that we are faced with from day to day seems to be a little bit too much if you don't have the correct education to remain elevated within the industry. And so I always tell my attendees and my clients, you have to continue what you started. Because if you don't continue what you start, and that's not just in home health, home care, assisted living, that's in any business. When your breakthrough is right where it needs to be, you quit, you'll never know if you could become successful.
That's so good. So what you telling them, what I hear you saying is, don't break down, but stand, because your breakthrough is right there.
It's right there. And
right
you
there.
know what? It's right there. And I tell my clients specifically, nothing that we do is easy, especially when you're starting a home health or a home care agency or a facility. We are dealing with patients. We're dealing with patient care. So it's not easy. It's not easy at all. But you have to have dedication. You have to get up and you have to get to that office. You have to go see those patients. Even if the payer sources are not paying, this is what you have signed up for. So you must follow through so you can see the success down the line when it's your time.
Wow. You said, even when the payer sources aren't paying, your quality of care cannot change. It has to remain the same.
It must.
Listen. That right there, that's a whole conference by itself. Look, you're the home healthcare queen, so that means longevity is your business. So what are some of the biggest challenges healthcare entrepreneurs face, and how can they overcome them to build lasting success?
You know what, Dr. Laquita, this is funny. And I started doing some research, and you're not going to believe my answer to this, but it's social media.
I believe it. It sounds crazy.
It sounds crazy, but let me break it down.
Go ahead.
Social media has become university media. It has become any type of business that you think you want to start, just start scrolling. And you don't look at the people's background and or their credentials or the years in business, their experiences. You look at who can sell on a screen and you believe. So a challenge for me in my industry is social media, because it's a lot of people on social media selling a dream in this industry, right? And people are believing it. But when they get licensed to provide these services, guess what? They're stuck. And then they want to come find Queen.
Come on.
And
let them know where to find you, Queen. Look at the bottom of the screen, y'all.
I've been in home health business.
Priority.com.
Yes, consultingwithpriority.com. That's where you can find me. Another issue that I do seem to find, or a challenge, is once you get past social media, in home health and home care, if you are not diversified, where you can accept any kind of payer source that comes knocking at your door as a referral, you then become stuck and your business will not grow. So the longevity will not be there. So I teach people how to diversify their businesses so they can have longevity. I also tell people all the time they must stay educated and elevated within this industry with their state's rules and regulations in order to remain valuable in this industry, period. Because rules and regulations change all the time from state to state. And if you get left behind and you are called, it's your time for a state survey and you fail, you're not going to have longevity because you can be at risk or at jeopardy of losing your license.
Wow. All of that right there. Dr. Gail James says it'll preach. Everything you said since the moment you popped on this screen, it will preach. Listen, and you got some advocates out here. I'm telling you, you got some advocates coming through Facebook and YouTube. They are at like, who is this? Shawanda Allen said she'd been in home health business for 5 years. And after leaving the Home Healthcare Queen Conference, she learned more in 3 days than in 5 years. You're not a gatekeeper, but you're a mouthpiece that you are allowing God to use you to be a blessing to his people that's in the industry and want to get in it. Let me shut up because I'm about to preach.
I receive it. I receive it.
Come on.
Listen,
let me turn my radio down because I said I was going to behave. Like,
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Everything that I missed the conference. Like,
I know, right? I'm in Killeen. I was 3 hours away. I didn't know about the conference.
We'll have another one. Don't worry, it's coming real soon, and you guys will be special guests.
Listen, we coming. I have a short drive to get there, sister. I'm just right here outside of Austin. I got a short drive. Yes.
Well, thank you so much.
I got to get a few planes out there, but I'm there. Okay.
You guys have an open-ended invitation.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank
Listen,
you so
don't
much.
go nowhere, Miss Ketinna. Don't go nowhere. We got to get you back in the panel. But I know we've got a couple of more powerhouses that's got to come through. Who do we have up next, Dr. Talisha?
Well, listen.
I know.
Fire is lit. I mean,
right here, it's hard to move, right?
Yes, like, oh my God, who is next? We have Brenna Hayes. She is a transformative coach and speaker. She is a speaker, author, ordained minister whose mission is to help women discover their true purpose. As the founder of New Season, New Day Coaching and Mentoring, she empowers business women to set and achieve meaningful goals that align with their life's calling. She is passionate about seeing women become the best version of themselves, leaving a legacy of excellence for future generations. Let's welcome the inspiring Brenna Fields Hayes.
Good evening, Dr. Laquita, Dr. Talisha. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much. Please excuse my voice because I'm trying to get over a cold. But as entrepreneurs, we press through. We do what we have to do to serve our clients. And so I am so excited to be here this evening. Thank you so much.
It is wonderful to have you. Yes. Go ahead, Dr.
Thank
Talisha.
you.
I know it's so much. It's like it's just heavy and dripping up in here in a good way. So I'm going to let you go first so I don't start preaching too much.
Well, first of all, thank you again for being here, being a trailblazer, being out here doing the work for women, supporting not only women, but men in ministry as well. So I appreciate the work. So I told y'all this stage is on fire, is lit. These panels have been amazing. So again, thank you. Now you talk about personal growth and transformation. What are the first steps women can take Oh, drop my question. What are the first women can take to start transforming their lives and stepping into their true purpose?
That's an excellent question. And before someone jumps into this is the type of business I want to start, or this is the direction that I want my life to go in, I believe the first thing we have to really tackle is our mindset and what we think about ourselves and what we believe about ourselves. And I'm speaking from experience when I say this. It is important that we have that positive outlook and the positive mindset about who we are, about what we can achieve, because we can have all the degrees in the world, we can have all the certifications, and yet something inside of us, if it's saying that I am not enough, or I can't be successful, or I'm not as good as another person, then all of those outer trappings won't mean anything, because at the end of the day, our success comes from the inside of us, and knowing first who we are, whose we are. You said I am an ordained minister. I'm a pastor's wife. My husband is the senior pastor of the church that we minister at. And my basis is God. And I'm so thankful that I've heard you ladies referencing God and talking about the importance of having a faith walk, because that's who I am also. So it's important that we know who we are in Christ. And I don't want to preach this, but it's important that we know that because of Christ, we are. And what we do flows from who we are in him. So our mindset has got to be in the right place. And for me, that mindset is a positive one that's based on the word of God and Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Yes.
We God's girls over here for sure.
Listen,
Amen. Amen.
Our mindset matters. If we don't know who God is,
yes,
and if we don't know who we are in him, we won't align with our purpose, because we won't understand what that purpose is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we can be so easily swayed to things that might be good things, but are not necessarily God things or God things for
Come
us.
on. Yes.
So it might look good, but we can waste a whole lot of time on a thing that really is not what God intends for us.
This is true. Now, you mentioned that you are most definitely you're a woman of God. You are a pastor's wife. And so, and as a wife and a mom, a ministry owner, business ministry founder, business owner, my next question has to deal with, I need you to bless the women of God today in talking about work-life balance. And a couple of previous shows, we redefined that into work-life harmony.
Yeah.
So many
I
women,
like that.
so many women struggle with balancing personal and professional responsibilities. What strategies do you recommend to help them stay on track?
Sure. I think first we have to realize and recognize that there is not an equal work-life balance. That really is, to me, a misnomer, because it's not going to be an equal balance at all times. And so we move past that. And then once we've moved past that, we have to get clear on what season of life we're in. Are you in the season of raising children? Or maybe if you're working in a corporate space, going up the corporate ladder, if that's the season you're in, then maybe some other things will have to take a back seat. Or if you're in a season of my children are grown, I'm an empty nester, I can go full on into entrepreneurship, into whatever that might be. But it's important, I believe, to recognize what season am I in? Where does my focus really need to be in this season? I work what I need to work in this particular season. And when the seasons change, I can work in a different way. So knowing our seasons is important because, as I said, I do not believe our lives will ever be in perfect balance, but we've got to flow with where we are in whatever season of life we find ourselves.
I love that, knowing what season you're in. I got a couple of more questions for you in the panel, woman of God. I can't wait to get to that because that's so super important.
Wow.
Knowing the
Awesome.
season that we're in. Yes.
And if I can say one last thing, because I'm going to probably have to drop off. But in those seasons and in that work-life balance, self-care has got to be in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily have to be, I go to Arizona for a spa trip or I go across the world, but those simple things, taking a walk, reading a book, whatever that might look like, to give us that downtime, that opportunity to reset, to recharge. Self-care has to be somewhere in this balance that we're trying to achieve, the success that we're trying to achieve. We can't just continue to go full on blast 24/7. At some point, we will break down, right? Just like a car. If you continue to run that car and you don't take care of it, it will break down. And so will we if we don't take care of ourselves.
Thank you so much, Ms. Brianna. That you have given us a wealth of information. If you are still around when we do the panel, because I need you to break that down about the different seasons in life to bless the women of God, because everybody can't do the same thing all the time. So,
Yes.
but just I'm coming back to you with that if you are still here. But
Okay.
Dr. Berry, I do know we have a couple of more women coming up, and I see that Dr. Iris White is in the building, and she is a writing and healing expert, and I cannot wait to hear more from her. Dr. Wright,
Yeah.
I can't even get it out because my tongue is tied. Wow. Next, we have a woman who understands the power of storytelling as a tool for transformation. As an author, speaker, and coach, she helps women heal from injustice by guiding them to reclaim their voice through writing. Whether through workshops, coaching, or published works, she is she is passionate about turning pain into purpose, one word at a time. I love that. If you've ever doubted that your story matters, she's here to remind you that it does. Let's welcome the inspiring Dr. Iris White to the stage with us this evening. Dr. Wright, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I am doing well, doing well. Just listen, getting tongue tied because I'm just excited about what all of you beautiful women of God have been sharing with us on this evening. And I know that you have some gems to release as well. And because one of your areas of focus is healing through writing. And so, how can storytelling be used as a tool for personal and professional transformation?
One for me, so give my experience. I had to heal. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and that was a big thing for me. Over a decade of counseling, nothing seemed to work. At 18, I was facing over 20 years incarceration for a crime I didn't commit. Which caused me to lose my daughter, and then took almost 5 years to get her back. And then that caused me to, when my daughter did come back home, my daughter had a sexual transmitted disease. So she was 6, and it took me over a decade to clear my name. And it took me over 20 years to learn how to properly heal from it. And sometimes when we are, we don't even notice that, we in survival mode. So I stayed in survival mode all those years. So one of the things that, I am also a home care agency owner. So I'm Hampton Roads only virtual and hybrid home care company. And going into entrepreneurship and having employees, I knew I needed to work on myself. One, I just didn't know how to get there. You come to a point in your life where you ask yourself, who am I? What am I supposed to be doing? The kids are gone now. Things kind of stop, because now I have this 6-year-old they came home with me broken. So my life had to kind of stop and stay focused. So work was my safe haven. That was where I could be somebody else for a moment. And, and so now they're grown, they're out the house, and I had to figure out who I was. What was I supposed to do? And then why did all of this happen to me? So I used to talk to God all the time and said, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't party, I take care of my family. Like, what is this?
Like, what's happening?
What's happening? And I realized that I'm asking the wrong questions. I'm asking the wrong questions. I needed to ask questions and get to the point where, why did I go through this? What purpose do you have for me? How am I supposed to be serving it? What lessons was I supposed to learn from this? So I had to start changing things. And one of the things I had to learn how to do was, of course, heal and start loving myself again, right? Because when you're toxic and you're around toxic people, you're in survival mode. You may not always, especially if you're an angry person, you're around a lot of other angry people, hurt people. So
yes.
I needed to find out, how can I heal that? Because even with going into entrepreneurship, having employees, my employees have a life and they're going to go through human things. And I needed to learn how to have grace. I needed to know how to talk to them without getting upset. It was so many things I needed to do. So, I joined my first anthology and I started writing. That book was nothing about my life. It was just some words of wisdom, 500 words. And I was able to continue writing ever since. So 2023, when we launched that first book, I've been in over 20 some anthologies, have my own visionary projects, and I've been able to help other people heal from the hands of injustice and write their stories and speak on stages and all that kind of good stuff. So writing was my start from healing. Even though I went through all that counseling, I needed to open up that process. I needed to learn how to love myself again. I needed to know how to accept what happened to me, because that was a hard thing to do, acceptance. And then I needed to learn how to forgive. And I had to understand that forgiveness wasn't for them. It was for me, for me to be able to move on. And I had to rebuild my relationship with Christ and find out how that looked for me. Because at some point I thought I thought God didn't care about me. So I turned my back. And, even when I tried to, people kept saying, when you get sick and tired, you'll walk into the church. And I remember the pastor telling me that God don't hear sinners in the middle of my heartache. And I remember going through my injustice and everything else. And I remember most of the Christians around me were not very nice. So a lot of things had changed from that point. Maybe this is not for me. Maybe he really, maybe he's not real. He can't be real, so those are things that, we tell ourselves. So that's why it's so important that, we help people and we help each other and we learn how to respect each other. But also, you might not can do that in that stage you are when you're broken, and sometimes even through the stage that I am now, the healing, because healing is a everyday process. You're going to encounter women who are broken and they're not going to respond the way you want to. And you may not be able to deal with that, but you can offer them some help. You can offer them some help. And so that's what I'm doing. I am taking my books and I'm using it as a way for people to heal, especially through the hands of injustice, because we are the area that people forget about. And normally, if it's people like me, that maybe I got out of jail, and I don't have to go through anything, people say it's over, move on. But no one tells you the mental health issues that comes along with it. So especially for someone who is innocent, they trying to put the pieces together. And all that kind of good stuff. So, and no one has an outlet for us, who is our network, because we're afraid of what people might say or what they may do, or, who feelings I'm going to hurt, or are they going to want to be near me? But I have positioned myself in the position where I really don't care what anyone says or think about me. So being my authentic self. So going through this process, I found that I can be authentic. Everything that they said about me wasn't true.
Mhm.
I know who I am. I'm able to love myself and other people. Most importantly, trust is a major thing. That was a
Mhm.
hard battle for me to fight. But I'm able to do that, and I'm able to elevate. And he put me in that position of leadership in there, because I thought home care was my baby. I had
Mhm.
no clue that this was going to happen. And it was just one of those things that just naturally happened. 2023, I wrote that anthology. I kept writing. June of 2020, that was January of 2023. June of 2023, I had my first visionary projects and automatically started growing, helping people, and getting our books in stores and just doing crazy, a lot of traveling and crazy things. So that
Right.
I'm not used to doing. So
I mean, so many things that you've said, like your story is so super powerful, and definitely it needs to be told over and over again. And I can see how, like, within your story, how becoming a writer can be a part of a person's healing journey, because you said something really key. You had to learn to forgive, and that forgiveness was for you and not for them. And a part of that was learning acceptance. I can't change it, but how can I grow from it? Lord, what did you have? And it's really heartbreaking that the believers that were around you at that time definitely didn't model Christ. But when God has a plan for your life, he's going to reach you no matter what. And it's, even though you have been through so many injustices within the church and outside of the church, you still had an ear to hear what the Spirit of the Lord was saying, and being able to receive him and understand him and accept him for who he is and not who people had portrayed him to be, by not properly modeling the love of God in front of you, and to know that your platform is dedicated to helping women, men and women, understand that through the power of writing, to overcome their grief, to overcome their injustices, and to really step into who they are and to thrive and to prosper. That's a beautiful thing, woman of God. We appreciate you so much for that, and we would love to have you come more conversation on that and unveiling more of your story. So listen, don't move too fast. Dr. Talisha got some more amazing things coming up. We've got one more amazing speaker for tonight that is doing some phenomenal things, Miss Toni Moore, Esquire. So listen, Dr. Wright, thank you so much for coming on tonight. We've got some more things coming here in just a few minutes. And we appreciate you and all that you're doing for the body of Christ.
thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And yes, you're in my space in the writing and publishing, and I totally understand the healing that comes from writing and sharing your story. So I appreciate you even more so being in this space and getting other people to understand how to share their vision and share their heart with writing a story.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we thank you so much for being here. And what is on the agenda? Oh, you know what? We got a commercial. We got some commercials in the house here.
Listen, we didn't do right, but because they were sharing so many gems, we had to talk about what was important, right?
Yes. So let's go ahead and hit that commercial.
Everything hinges on identity. It is the compass of our faith that aligns with the Holy Spirit to fulfill the Father's will. Wrapped up in identity is who we are, the purpose of our being, and every God-breathed promise that manifests as our success. Hello, I'm Laquita Monroy, and I'm the author of Redefining Success, 8 Tools that I use to develop a growth mindset. In this amazing book, not only will I share with you 8 tools that I use for a growth mindset, but I'll also share the applicable principles based on God's word that you can easily implement in your life journey. So no matter where you are and no matter where you see yourself in the future, this book will be a tool that you need for your toolbox. Don't wait, get it today, and it can be found on Amazon by simply searching Redefining Success, 8 Tools that I use for a growth mindset. Take care.
Listen,
Have you been thinking about writing a book but don't know where to start? Do you have a story, an expertise, or a message the world needs to hear? The problem isn't that you can't write it, it's that you need the right guidance. I've published over 500 authors, and now it's your turn. Get clear on your book's purpose. Organize your ideas in a powerful structure. Learn industry secrets to publishing success. Whether you're a coach, an entrepreneur, or a speaker, this masterclass will take you from idea to concept fast. Don't let another year go by without writing your book. Sign up today and let's make your dream a reality. Visit courageouswomanmag.com/write the book to get more details on the Write the Right Book Masterclass. Your book is waiting. Are you ready?
I know they ready, Dr. Talisha.
Are they really?
I know they really ready. Listen, they really ready after. We have had we're in week 3. Amazing powerhouse women that have been consistently saying a few things. Read the right books, write your book, and make your voice heard. Be seen, be known, because you are everything that somebody else needs. Like, those are some consistent things that have been being said and are continuing to be said even on the panel tonight. And our next guest is saying some of the same things, but she's saying when you do it with wisdom and don't get sued. So we have Toni Moore coming next. She is a wealth and legacy strategist. Our next panelist is a powerhouse in the world of wealth building, legacy protection, and financial empowerment. As a national and international speaker, she has helped high achieving women, CEOs, and experts transform their brilliance into unstoppable wealth. With her experience in intellectual property, business structuring, and financial strategy, she shows entrepreneurs how to monetize their genius, secure their financial future, and build a lasting legacy. If you're ready to bulletproof your brilliance, secure your bag, and build your financial fortress that lasts, she's here to show us how. Please welcome the phenomenal Toni Moore, Esquire. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are muted, woman of God. Let me see if I can unmute you. It won't. There we go.
Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Hello, doctor and doctor. People were like, hi, and doctor. I'm like, this honorary doctorate. What's good?
You know what? She's here.
You good.
You good. You always
good.
You know what? We want to make sure that we get the fullness of, because everybody needs to understand the legal part of what we do as business women. And sometimes we don't have all the information, but I'm telling you, Toni Moore, Esquire, she got all the information. So don't go nowhere. Make sure if you got to step away, make sure you go back and catch the replay, because she's going to drop some gems. She always do when she come here. She all over our TikTok already. So if you miss it, go check out our TikTok, because she's there and she's going to drop these gems today. So welcome.
Hello. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm in the hot seat. Okay.
You in the hot seat? Okay, I got one coming for you. Coming for you. Wealth and legacy. That's what it's all about, right? Like, that is the buzzwords. That's the goal. That's the thing. In these unsure times, it better be one of your main things. God first, and how I'm gonna keep my bag, get another bag, and make sure that we own some dirt, because God ain't making no more. Listen, with wealth and legacy, many entrepreneurs struggle to protect and leverage their intellectual property. What are the first steps they should take to secure their assets and turn them into lasting wealth?
Thank you for asking me that. It's one of the things that we have to do is just break free of the consumer mindset. All of us have that consumer mindset because we were created, for most part, to consume, to be the worker and the consumer, but not necessarily the builder. Even though God has given us the brilliance, we can, we can name and claim and add money to our bag, but whether or not we maintain it is a different story. Okay.
That part.
And not only that, but we're naming and claiming and creating businesses. But, when people say, and I name this and I name that, and I tell them, if you don't own it, anyone can snatch it, right?
Come on.
And if we are thinking of ourselves as wealth builders and legacy, because one of the things that I'm obsessed about is something called the family office. I've been asking some of my friends, have you ever heard about the family office? That's what mega rich people, okay? Like probably their grandparents, their great 14 generations ago, grandparents probably had money or slaves or property and things of that nature, okay? Because we're always in strugglepreneur mode. We have mastered worry. We have mastered, confusion, chaos, calamity, foolishness, and stupidity. Because most of the time, if we are always in struggle mode, or most of the time we've mastered helping our sisters get emotionally unstuck. But I'm like, how are you going to be able to leverage that to the super rich? So that's why we got to heal ourselves, heal the trauma, and allow ourselves to fully appreciate who we are, right? And when we stop focusing and mastering and being so keen on creating businesses to empower people to release their emotionality, of their emotionalism, of the Most High God, of the emotional faith, of the motion, then we can understand and appreciate that we have already been healed, whole, and set free. And if you have wealth and legacy in your mindset, then God has already posited something inside of you so that you can position yourself to be whole and healed and to possess the land and possess the brand and possess the bank and possess the legacy. But what I found, because that was me, was that I had so much confusion, chaos, foolishness, stupidity, sin, hurt, trauma, being around people who knew they have mastered their grief. And so they weren't talking money. And I'm a church girl. I love the Lord. But I also know that the only time that they ever talked about church is when we was raising the pastor's offering or having yet another building fund.
Look, you said something real powerful right there. You said they mastered their grief.
Yeah. A lot of people have. What the man did, what the pastor did, now what the coach did. We got coach hurt, we got church hurt, we got family hurt. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, okay, I get it. I've been hurt. Right. But after a while, like if weeping may endure for a night, how many nights are
the
you
joy
going to
gotta come in the morning? When is the morning coming?
After a certain point, must we overcome? And what I've learned in Ecclesiastics is that money answers a lot of things. Don't come for me.
Come on now.
And if it answers a lot of things, then, and God has given us the power to create wealth, then we not only have to name and claim it, but we also have to secure it. As a businesswoman, realizing that money gives me options. As a businesswoman, knowing that God did not make a mistake when he made me woman. Okay. As a businesswoman, realizing that he's given me the inner power, and we call it IP. It's the creativity. It's our brilliance. It's our smart. It's our song ability. It's all the things that we know how to do, even because African-American woman, we're the most educated. I mean, I have an honorary doctorate, but I've been an attorney. I tell people all the time, like, don't get played. I've been an attorney since 1998. I'm an Ivy League graduate. So I got my Ivy League degree, back after law school to get my master's in taxation. We have a lot, but sometimes I got to ask myself, because it was me. Do we get all this paper to validate our value?
Oh, come on now.
Or we get the paper because we know our value, and now we're just leveraging our knowledge, our skills, our abilities, so that we can now go to the courtrooms and the boardrooms and start looking for investors and investing, as opposed to always being the consumer. Because this is what I know. Once we get out of the hurt place, and we understand that we have been created by the creator, and we understand that what we create is now going to give us the currency, then we protect it more. When you appreciate that wealth is it's leverage, right? Wealth is an opportunity. To me, it's like it gives you like an in-depth decision. It's not just saying being wealthy. You can be rich. I can make you rich by giving you an extra $1. Now you're richer than you was before you met me.
Come on now, sis. Look, you dropping gems. You dropping gems. You said a couple of things that made me think about headline recently. Something that popped out of the headlines recently that some people may or may not have been offended by, but I actually said I agree. Recently, Mark Cuban made a statement and got in some hot seats about he advised Black women founders to stop looking for funding and to build their own funding. And what I hear you saying tonight really that is surmises it because in order to build, we have to first make sure that we've secured it.
Absolutely.
Our IP, everything that we've created, all of our intelligence, our creativity, we have to secure it, make sure we own it, can't nobody else get it. Because at that point, then it's cool for us to start going in and causing that thing and creating them high ticket offers so that we can build that legacy and that wealth. And so, like, with that in mind, using from your monetizing expertises, women, we often leave money on the table in a lot of ways by not fully capitalizing on our skills and knowledge. And the first mistake is we don't protect it. What are some powerful ways to monetize your expertise and create multiple streams of wealth?
Absolutely. So one of the things, it's in Ecclesiastes, let's not quote it on it, but it's with regards to God says that we can have 7, if not 8 streams. I think that's 11:2. So if you think about monetizing your expertise, your inner power, your IP, your intellectual property that God has posited inside of you, then if you are someone like, I'll just use me, but if we had other people, what their expertise is. I'm a very good expert in compliance, right? So when I'm an expert in compliance, I can do nonprofit compliance. That's one group. I can do employee benefits compliance. I can help people with compliance with regards to their trust funds to make sure that that's in compliance. I then leverage the knowledge that I have with compliance, leverage it into the nonprofit sector and make sure that they're in compliance with their grant making and also with regards to their, procurement, because a lot of people are so excited about getting a bag, but they don't understand that there is conditions to that. So that's with regards to compliance, even with regards to law, with regards to it, even people who are helping people write books. Well, most people are learning how to market the books. So it's not just about writing the book, but it's also about finding the right story. So you're doing that with regards to, I know how to write a book. Now I know how to help people speak their books. Now I'm turning that into a class, training class for maybe students to help them to find the story within themselves to leverage that for college purposes. And maybe now you're helping teachers and maybe you're helping professors to help them with their own executive summaries. You see how I'm good with the words, and because I'm good with the books, now I'm looking at corporate opportunities. Now I'm looking at nonprofits opportunities. Now I'm helping people who are like startup presidents or people who are like pretty much pitching their businesses. So a lot of us just think book. No, God is giving you the power of words. So how do you leverage your words, whether you're helping with the keynotes or whether you're helping with people writing a book or dissertation or helping them, even with regards to cooking. Most people who cook, they know how to be a nutritionist. They also know how to stretch a meal and show a mom who's busy with 3 jobs and 14 kids how to cook one meal and make it so that it's like one dish and make it 7 times so the kids don't get bored. So that's the knowledge, the skills, and the abilities that you have known. So most of us get stuck on, I just know how to cook, or I just know how to write a story, or I just know how to market, as opposed to how do I leverage this with regards to it. That's how I became an IP wealth strategist, because one, you got to know your worth. You got to appreciate your expertise. Then I want you to accessorize it, because most of us think just one thing. I'm a teacher, I'm a lawyer. No, you're a human being who happen to be skilled at what you do. So when we understand that we do that, then we can leverage, we can teach, and we can help others, help our community, help ourselves. And because when we know that we're assigned to wealth, then you start looking at the fact that success leaves clues. Like I said, I'm very obsessed with this family office because we're creating the things, but we don't have structure to secure it. So it's not trademarks, ladies. I mean, trademarks is good. I make good money doing trademarks. And it's not just trust. Trusts are good and I make good money off of it. But when you understand that there's a business foundations, what's that business matrix? How many businesses do you have? Do you at least have an IP holding company? Then with regards to, do you have a charitable lead or a charitable remainder trust? Do you also have a succession plan? Most people don't, because they're still in survivor mode. They're still so happy and grateful with regards to being a strugglepreneur or an entrepreneur. But I tell people, how long are you going to enter in without becoming an expert?
Ooh.
Mm.
I said I wasn't going to say nothing else. I might have lied a little bit. I'm going to do my best. Go ahead, Dr. Talisha. Come on.
You know, I'm telling y'all, the stage is lit on fire. Okay. Dr. Toni Moore, Esquire, is in the building and she is dropping some gems. And I know we have gone over, ladies, and we're probably going to have all the ladies back to do more on the panel. But I do have one more question because women have asked me this, and I want to make sure that I'm giving that question that a lot of us entrepreneurs know or want to know. What is the key? What are some of the key legal steps entrepreneurs and business owners should take to protect their brand from infringement and ensure long-term ownership of their intellectual property?
I will tell you, I'm going to just make it real quick with regards to what I call the CYA first method, right? First, in the ideal situation, you will have a holding company. Found yourself a IP holding company. That's the first thing, right? Then you have to invest in contracts, whether it is a trademark licensing agreement or also a trademark use agreement. If you have a nonprofit, you should have a trademark use policy agreement. You should have, with regards to an independent contractor agreement, where you're actually protecting the income from the trademark, right? You, of course, register the brand, because if you don't own it, you just rent it. And somebody else can snatch it. I'm just saying. So if you want to take ownership of that brand, you have to register it. Okay. Once you register it, as I tell my clients, don't just be the one that says, oh, I got another certificate. No. You got to register it. You got to monitor it. You got to get paid from it. So then that's where the S comes in, to have a succession plan. Success, not just succession, but a success plan. Like, how are you going to make the money from it? How are you going to help other people like you, know you, trust you, so much so that the SEO testifies in your favor? Because there's a lot of people who will secure a brand. They'll get to register the trademark, but then when I look them up or do an SEO, they say, I don't know them. Get me behind me, because I don't know you. You just claim me, but you don't take ownership of me. You haven't possessed the brand. And then T is with regards to just, I'm always thinking about, how do you transform it? How do you transform it into an asset? Let it be a part of an ecosystem. There's 45 different ways to trademark a brand. So sometimes, and don't you do this unless you're trying to compete with Fashion Nova, sometimes the do-it-yourselfers would be in the 25 class, and that's just for t-shirts. Let's not be basic, okay? We got to be straight bosses, because we are assigned to wealth. And when you understand that you're assigned to wealth, you got to dominate the marketplace, okay? So if you're an author, speaker, coach, then you should have maybe a book series, or at least a training series, or a journal. That's in class 16. And then because you're teaching, because most of us are already teachers by nature, okay? You're a mom, you're a teacher. You're a teacher, you're a teacher. You're a coach, you're a teacher. So you're teaching. So that's an education class, and category is 41. You know, and if you then have like a nonprofit, then that's an education class. Category 35, where it's a retail store, and let it be what it is. So it's like Legal Diva. Legal Diva is a brand. It's a personality brand, but I also have Legally Chic, and we put it in 3 different areas. Most people are playing small. If you're an author, a coach, a speaker, if you have a nonprofit, I bet not see you found a trademark for a t-shirt. And I bet not see you found a trademark for a mug. Okay. You got to be in the name it and claim it, but then own the lane, because God did give us the power to dominate in the marketplace. But we have to take ownership of what he's given us, and make sure that over and over again, not just you're naming it and claiming it, but you're bankrolling it and you're bulletproofing it.
Look, she said we can't be basic. Y'all know my mind finished that sentence. I was like, what?
Don't play with her. Do not play with her anymore. Okay? Don't play.
My God. She's
not playing.
Because I got my questions have questions. When you coming back? That's all. Dr. Leash, when she coming back?
Listen, we gotta have her. We gotta do a whole show with
just her. Can we arrange that? Can we arrange that?
Listen. We gotta have her back, as well as all these amazing women that are here that stayed with us, hung out with us, and shared their wisdom with us. Thank you, Dr. Iris. Thank you, Christy. Thank you to all the amazing women that here and had to drop off. Dr. Pam Perry, Dr. Frances Bailey, Ketinna, Brenna Hayes. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yes, you all have really shared so much value tonight.
Yes, they have.
So empowered, ready to take some action. I hope some of you that are watching, that are listening, are ready to take some action based on what you've heard tonight from these phenomenal women who are our panelists. Make sure that you go back to YouTube, because I know you're going to have to get your pencil and paper, get your notebook out, get ready to take some notes from these women and make sure that you share it with someone.
Yes.
This game is out here to be shown to others. So make sure you don't hold it in. Somebody with the information. Because we all know. It's for us as entrepreneurs. It's for us as women. Make sure that you share the information and don't keep it to yourself. All right. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. It's all about shifting to Dr. Laquita. You know, we're supposed to be doing a panel right now.
It was. Look, we ain't got enough time for me to say what I want to say. We ain't got enough time, so maybe we do an after party. Do like Shay Shay. We got to do an after party.
We got to do something because our show is supposed to be 1 hour, so we're going on. And so a lot of things happen technical wise if we go over. So we want to make sure that we give everybody an opportunity, and everybody got an opportunity to speak, and they were so powerful. We just let it go. So we're gonna have everybody back. So
I'm telling you. Shay Shay and Ocho Cinco after Club Shay Shay, they have a whole nother podcast about the podcast. We might have to do it after hours.
Yes. Okay.
So we could get more into it.
Absolutely. So make sure you go to courageouswomanmag.com and subscribe. That way you get all the information. When we coming back on, and you subscribe to our YouTube. That way you know when every show is going to be. We're going to be here every Tuesday this month. But you know what? The following week, the last week of the month, we're going to probably be here every day because we're going to pick up on some of these conversations.
There you go.
Yeah, we're going to do that. And going forward, we're going to continue to do the panels and our weekly show. So if you want to be on Courageous Woman Magazine Live, make sure that you subscribe and contact us so that you can get an opportunity to speak. If you got some information, some gems that you want to share, make sure you get information so you can come on and speak on the panel.
Speak on the panel. Listen, Dr. Talisha, I'm gonna keep it to myself. No, I'm gonna say this one thing. This has been phenomenal this evening. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it right there. This has been phenomenal this evening. I can't wait till next week, woman of God. I cannot wait.
Oh my God.
We got some people next week.
Next week is about relationships. Okay. So
I'm gonna talk real good, y'all. We can't
Yes, we got some powerhouses coming next week. We're talking about balancing relationships and business and entrepreneurship. Yes, we got some couples coming on too. So yes, make sure y'all tune in next.
I'm gonna have to see if Ben Marley available.
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna have to see if Ben Marley available because
you're gonna have to step in the camera, okay? So we're gonna have some fun next week, and make sure that you all are there. And so we're gonna sign off because we got to go. These
Yes.
have been here with us, and we appreciate all of you for being here. And we're gonna have to let y'all go.
Yes.
Take it all in. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So until next time, I am Dr. Talisha Berry. I'm gonna sign off of Courageous Woman Magazine Live, and my co-host,
Dr. Laquita Mondley.
All right, y'all. See you next week. In all that you do, always be courageous.
Yes.
All right. See y'all next week.